Hi, this is Brian Norris, the author of Adam's Folly, The Price of a Grudge, and today I'll be reading it to you. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Adam's Folly, The Price of a Grudge by Brian Norris, published by 53 Year Publishing. Part 1. This Life. Adam the Frog and his wife Anna lived in a pretty little pond just over the hill. They were friends with a squirrel named Molly, a vegan lizard named Bob, and a toad named Bill. One bright sunny day by lily pad's edge, Adam spied Bill laughing with Anna on a hedge. Adam hopped over quick with rage in his eyes, for he'd heard Bill tell jokes that caused him surprise. "Bill," he croaked, "how dare you jest? Anna's morals you put to the test. Your jokes were rude, crude, and brash. In front of my dear, that's a reckless dash." Bill blinked his eyes, not quite getting the fuss. "Adam, sorry, my friend, you've misunderstood us. Anna and I laughed. Just harmless fun. No harm intended, no damage done." Anna croaked in, "I didn't object. Bill's jokes left me unoffended and meant no disrespect." But Adam stayed pricked. His anger daily did brew. He snapped at Anna and his friends who tried to help him through. He saw Bill's jokes as a poison that tainted his pond's water. He felt a fire in his chest that burned hotter and hotter. Adam's rage clouded the sunsets and the stars, the flowers and the breeze. He missed out on the laughter and the love that once filled his life with ease. He only saw Bill's constant grin that haunted his every dream. He only heard Bill's hearty laugh, which made him want to scream. "I will never forgive that horrible toad. I have no love for that neighbor. I just can't let it go." Adam, consumed by rage, ignored the sky. He missed the heron's shadow passing by. He never saw the beak that snatched him up. He never heard his friends cry out, "Look out!" Part 2. Afterlife. While Adam's body ended up on the heron's dinner's plate, his spirit now floated just outside Frog Heaven's gate. Suddenly, Frog God appeared on a heavenly throne wearing judgment attire. Would Adam be allowed to enter or sentenced to eternal fire? Frog God's love filled the air. Adam could feel the Creator's stare. "Do you deserve frog heaven or hell? Adam, I know your thoughts and deeds well." Adam gulped hard, hoping to choose his words well, knowing he was inches away from heaven or hell. "God, I've been saved since I was 4, and donated lilies to the homeless and spare flies to the poor, and most of the commandments I observe, so yes, frog heaven I surely deserve." "Adam, how easily you let your blessed life be upended. You angry, thin-skinned frog, so easily offended. And how devoted you were to leaving the rip and your friendship and marriage unmended." Adam responded, "But God, Bill was a complete and utter jerk. Hearing Anna laugh at his jokes made my feelings hurt." Frog God answered, "Did I turn your wife into a pillar of salt because she laughed at an off-color joke? Did I send lightning to smote Bill as soon as he spoke? Adam, you sinned. My number 2 command to love each other you carelessly broke. I love you like a son, This have no doubt. Seriously, though, you need to chill the frog out. To get into heaven, I expect perfection. Anger and jealousy sent you in the opposite direction. Instead of your anger-filled lurch, you could have invited Bill to church. Rather than huffing and puffing all day, you could have invited Bill over to pray. I blessed you, Adam, 5, 10, and 20-fold, yet you couldn't forgive a toad for a joke he told? So, have your deeds on earth won my gift of mercy and grace? Has your capacity to love and forgive earned a guaranteed space? Entry into heaven? A permanent stay? Sadly, my friend, not today. Judgment passed. Nothing left to say. Frog God frowned and sighed, for narrow is the way. Adam's folly, now fully and eternally exposed. The ground disappeared beneath his webbed feet and toes. He fell down, screaming from heaven, and fell, crashing painfully, tearfully, angrily, into flaming, froggy hell. Part 3. Epilogue. Remember, friends, from this tale, we fail if we let anger prevail. If your Anna's not bothered and things seem all right, perhaps it's time to let go of the nonsensical fight. Take heed from the story of Adam's plight. God's gift is having this moment to do what's right. Too angry to get off the high horse you're on? The devil won't let you admit that you're wrong? Ask your God to remove your unhealthy conceit. He commands us to forgive and turn the other cheek. Adam made a choice that sealed his fate. He chose to hate instead of relate. He lost his life, his love, his friends. He faced God's wrath and met his end. But what if he had chose differently? What if he had listened to Anna and Bill's plea? What if he had let go of his pride and pain? What if he had seen the bigger picture and gain? Adam might have lived a longer life and eaten more flies with his loving wife. By following God and forgiving a friend, he might have entered heaven in the end. What now will you do that this story is through? Will you let love nudge you and budge you to grant forgiveness anew? Will you ask God to help you cast aside your grudge so that the verdict is joyful when you appear before the judge? Will you be swayed by anger and pride, or will you forgive and let love abide? Discussion. The choice that defines us. The story of Adam's Folly is a parable that explores timeless questions about anger, pride, and the profound power of forgiveness. It serves as a moral tale, encouraging you and those who hear it to consider the unseen consequences of the grudges you hold and the freedom that comes from letting go. The poison of anger. Like Adam, you can sometimes allow a single hurt to poison your entire world. Anger, when left to fester, clouds your judgment and robs you of joy. As the story illustrates, it impacts your sense of inner peace, your relationships, and even your physical and mental well-being. It becomes a heavy burden that prevents you from appreciating the beauty and love that surrounds you, trapping you in a cycle of your own making. The freedom of forgiveness. The story presents a fundamental choice: to cling to your anger or to embrace forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about condoning a wrong or pretending the hurt didn't happen. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. It is the difficult but necessary act of letting go of your pride to mend a relationship, not just with others, but with your own spirit or psyche. This choice, as Adam discovered, can have consequences that echo far beyond the present moment. A question of judgment. Many spiritual traditions teach that your life is a sacred trust and that you are accountable to your choices. The idea of a final judgment, whether by a divine creator or the natural laws of the universe, calls you to live with love and integrity. The story suggests that a life defined by anger and an unwillingness to forgive is out of alignment with a loving spiritual order. Such a path leads to isolation and sorrow, both in this life and potentially in the life to come. The path forward. The warning of Adam's fate is also a message of hope. It reminds readers and listeners that at any moment you can choose a different path. You can choose reconciliation. You can seek the strength and maturity to release your unhealthy conceit and to turn the other cheek. This practice of seeking and granting forgiveness is a continuous cycle that cleanses the spirit and aligns your value system. It draws you closer to your Creator and to others. Ultimately, Adam's Folly is about the gift of the present moment. You cannot change the past, but you can decide how you live in the present. By choosing to forgive, you participate in a cycle of love and healing. Not only does this cycle restore your relationships, but it also prepares you for the inevitable moment of cessation that many traditions teach. It's a moment that may lead to a joyful and peaceful eternity in the presence of an all-knowing, all-gracious, and all-powerful force that holds you accountable for how you lived your life. A happy, enlightened person makes forgiveness of self and others a core practice. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. And if you're interested in getting a copy for yourself, either by Kindle or in a printed version, go to Amazon and look for Adam's Folly, The Price of a Grudge by Brian Norris. Briennorris. Thank you. Take care.